Hare Krishna, Jai Jagannath. Rath Yatra is nearby. Remembering Lord Chaitanya with Lord Jagannath is the most auspicious moment in our life. It is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sadhu Sangha Sarva Shastra Kahe, Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi Pai. Even a momentary company of great devotees gives all perfection. The Lord doesn't stay in Vaikunta. There is a famous shloka, Naham tishtami Vaikunte, Yoginam Hridayam cha. It is not that the Lord is not residing in Vaikunta, although the glories of Harinam, that the Lord is not visible in Vaikunta, nor is He visible in the hearts of the devotees. This is how all Shastras are saying, the Lord is in Vaikunta and the Lord is in the hearts of devotees. So when such kind of statements are made, it is to show the importance of a much more higher thing. So what is that they are saying? Mat bhakta yatra gayanti. Wherever my devotee is doing sankirtana, gayanti, tatra tishtami narada. So these are all in Puranas. How the Lord is saying how He is always present wherever the holy name is present. That means holy name is non-different from Him. So in Skanda Purana especially, when Indradyumna Maharaj, Indradyumna, a great king, he had a mystical visitor to his kingdom who had seen Jagannath Puri, and he described the glory of the Purushottama Kshetra. Such a wonderful place, how people are so peaceful there, even animals are very peaceful. So these are the statements in Skanda Purana showing about the beauty of Jagannath Puri. So Indradyumna Maharaj sends his minister Vidyapati, and Vidyapati, he comes and meets Vishwavasu, the forest resident there. So when he comes, Vishwavasu, after he saw that there is some guest, so you see the culture even among the tribal people, whenever there is a guest, they used to treat them very well with their capacities. So he received them, and there are many versions of how Lord Jagannath appeared. But in Skanda Purana, there was no hide and seek between the tribal chief Vishwavasu and the minister, the Brahmana Vidyapati. He directly told that I have come in search of a special deity which is in Jagannath Puri, Lord Neelamadhav, a special deity. I have come in search of that. And he also told that he had heard from his ancestors that there will be one minister who will come, a royal guest, and he will take the Lord with them. So although he felt very bad that the time had come, but he was following the path of whatever the great souls had advised him in the past, and he took him to that place. When he was taking him inside the forest, it was very thick forest. So there he saw the very special deity of Neelamadhava. And when he saw the special deity of Neelamadhava, tears started coming from his eyes, and he saw the beauty of the Lord, and he felt, this is sufficient for my life. I don't want anything else. I'll get moksha by just seeing the Lord. But actually he remembered his king, that he had come with a duty. He had come with a duty to inform about the Lord to his master, who had brought him there, who had sent him. So he actually restrained himself. Then he paid obeisances. Then again he came back to give message to his king, who had actually sent him there. So after he went back, there was a big storm, and all the sand dunes, they came and covered, and the deity disappeared. So Vishwavasu started crying where the Lord had gone. He disappeared. Whereas this Vidyapati, he went back. He went back to the king and informed him about this so special deity. So Indradyumna was very, very happy. And he took all his citizens and he brought them to Jagannath Puri. And along with him, Narada Muni also accompanied him. When great souls have great missions, great people come and help them. So Narada Muni was with him, guiding him, and seeing the determination of Indradyumna Maharaj, he was very happy that although he being a great king, he was having intense desire to see the Lord. This was predicted by Mother Lakshmi even before he reached there. This was told to the forecast of Mahalakshmi is mentioned in the Skanda Purana. Shri Ruvacha, Indradyumna Raja, there will be a Indradyumna Raja, Yuge Satye Bhavishyati. She is saying that in Satya Yuga, a sincere devotee of Lord Vishnu, he will come in the future to establish this. So this and all were already known, and this is all spoken by great sages, how the Lord visited, and he was staying in Jagannath Puri. And when Brahma asked for a wish about the suffering of the living entity, he was sent to Jagannath Puri. And when he visited Jagannath Puri, there he saw a crow which actually went to drink water in a tank, and from there, after drinking water, it suddenly got a form of, it got liberated as a Vishnu Duta, as associate of the Lord. So he got bewildered. That time Lakshmi Narayana, they appeared and they spoke the importance of that place. By seeing the bewilderment of Lord Brahma, Lord Narayana glanced at Mother Lakshmi, and Mother Lakshmi spoke about the importance of this place, where even Yamaraj had come there, and he was feeling, if people can get liberation so easily, what will happen in Kali Yuga? There will be many people who will come and make so many trouble and just come to a pilgrimage place, and they will do all sinful activity. He was worried actually. So Lakshmi Devi said, O Yama, O Yamaraja, it is not possible for you to control anything in this Purushottama Kshetra. This Purushottama Kshetra is so special that she said, Panchakrosham Mam Midam Kshetram. This Kshetra, Panchakrosha, is about 12 miles and it extends towards the sea coast. So it is mentioned, Trikosham Tirtharajasya. The three part of the land is in water. Within this, there will be one part of it. Within this three land, the inner circumference about the three kroshas is extremely sacred and holy. So she said how the Lord Shiva, he has taken shelter in this place and he worships Lord Jagannath, and who fulfills all dharma, artha, kama, moksha for everyone. But that is not sufficient, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to Jagannath Puri. Above dharma, artha, kama, moksha, he gave them something more special. That is premartha puman. That is divine love for Krishna, for Lord Jagannath. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself was dancing by seeing Lord Jagannath. The meaning of Ratha Yatra is driving Lord Jagannath towards your heart. Although the Ratha is there and people are pulling, taking him towards Gundicha temple, which is compared to Vrindavan. In Jagannath Puri, the Gundicha temple is called as Sundarachala, and Jagannath temple is called Neelachala. So the Neelachala hill, where the Lord Jagannath stands, it is as Vaikunta, as Dwaraka. He is like a king there. And the Lord is taken towards his homely place, Gundicha temple, where that is compared to Vrindavan. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates were dancing and taking him towards his home, just like the residents of Vrindavan were taking him from Kurukshetra to Vrindavan. That is a mood of Rath Yatra. So in Purushottama Kshetra, this Indradimna Maharaja, how he came and how there was a Jagannath temple which happened. These are all recorded in Skanda Purana. Although many stories are told, people keep on saying their own versions, but these are all in Skanda Purana, which we are reading a few points from it. So, Lakshmi Devi had predicted Indradimna Maharaj coming to Jagannath Puri. And what had happened earlier, we are going through few things. So this Jagannath Puri, the Jagannath temple, that's called as Antarvedi. The inner part of the Jagannath Puri is called Antarvedi, inner altar, and the Gundicha temple is called Mahavedi, where Mahalakshmi, she is explaining how this whole place, Antarvedi, Mahavedi, all this place, where by the desire of Mother Lakshmi, Mother Gauri, she actually expanded herself into 8 forms. That forms are mentioned in Skanda Purana. We are reading from that. So she actually she expanded, and the 8 mothers who are there in the 8 corners of Jagannath Puri for protections are Agnikona Me Mangala. So towards the southeast, there is Mangala Devi, and Paschime Ma Vimala. Vimala is there in the west. Sarva Mangala in the Vayu, in the northwest. Ardhasani in the north. Ardhasani is also called as Mausima. It is said she can drink half the water during the Pralaya, dissolution. She is so powerful. And she is also acts as Jagannath's aunt. And during Rath Yatra, like everybody gives some food during the offerings, so she makes from her temple they bring a very special sweet, and that is given to Lord Jagannath. Jagannath stops in between. Ardhasani is in the north. It's extremely in between Jagannath temple and Gundicha temple, this temple. Then Lambaka in the corner of Ishana towards the northeast, Kalaratri towards the south, Marichika in the east, and Chandrarupa in the corner of Nairuta, that is the southwest. So these are the forms. By the desire of Mother Lakshmi, she expanded into 8 forms, and seeing this, Lord Shiva also expanded, and these temples are also there. Ashtashambhu temples are there in Jagannath Puri. So Lord Shiva actually, he prayed to Lord Narayana that, "Oh Lord, wherever you live joyfully, there I also want to live with you." There is a very special kind of relationship between Lord Shiva and Lord Jagannath. People generally, when they say, who is powerful? When we say there is only one God, and they ask whether Lord Shiva and Lord Jagannath, are they one? Transcendentally, from Vedic literatures, we come to know, in the Bhagavad Gita also we come to know, that all incarnations, including Lord Shiva, Brahma, Narayana, all the Gunavataras, everything is emanating from the Supreme Brahman. Everything is emanating from one source. Janmadhyasya yataha, from which everything emanates. And from whom everything is emanating? When Adi Shankaracharya, he says, Narayana paro avyaktat. Before the creation, even much before Brahma was created from the Lord's abdominal cord, from his abdomen he came out, Brahma, that's why it's called Swayambhu, because he didn't come from mother, he came from father, Narayana. And after he got the divine knowledge, and when he was creating, the next position of Lord Shiva was created. But Lord Shiva, although he comes from Brahma, and he accepts Brahma as father, and Lord Narayana is like grandfather. But still, from Bhagavad Gita we come to know that among the Rudras, Lord Shiva, whomever we are seeing from Bhagavad Gita, it is known that he is, Bhagavad Gita Krishna declares that he is that form. So, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, all these forms are coming from one supreme form. And that form is mentioned in many Puranas as a supreme personality of Godhead. Bhagavatam mentions that Lord is the Lord of the Lords. And they have very sweet relationship. Lord Shiva is compared to be like milk and curds. And from the Supreme Lord, how Lord Shiva is coming out like curds. It is not that who is supreme, who is less supreme. This is how people try to bring material platform in understanding Lord Shiva and Vishnu. But Lord Shiva form, as he is non-different from Lord Vishnu, but he is not a Jivatma. We are also non-different from Lord Narayana. But we can't possess all the qualities of Lord Narayana, because Lord Narayana himself, with among his all qualities, his special qualities of childhood pastimes are exhibited only in Krishna Leela, where he plays with his flutes and attracts his devotees and paraphernalia. Some 4 qualities are present only in Lord Krishna's form. And among these 60 qualities of Lord Narayana, 78% of perfection that is available That qualities are there in Lord Shiva's form. And living entities, they can't get all these qualities up to the perfection, but in minute quantity, these qualities also are present. We cannot get full perfection like Lord Shiva is, Shiva Tattva is different. Because he is coming from Narayana. And when he associates with this material world, that is Lord Shiva's form. So Lord Shiva form is Triguna avatars, and it is very important form, and he desires to be with Lord Jagannath, and this Jagannath Puri is a very special place. This is from, we are reading from Skanda Purana. This is from 4.53. If suppose somebody wants to go through, they can see. And this is happening by Jaimini Rishi is actually narrating the Skanda Purana. Skanda is Kartikeya, the commander-in-chief of the Devatas, and he heard from Lord Shiva and he recited to the sages, and that sages are actually discussing, Jaimini Rishi. He is discussing about Jagannath Puri, and in Jagannath Puri there is a Vaishnava Skanda where this Jagannath Puri Leela is discussed. So there we see how there are Lord 8 Shivas in Jagannath Puri, that is Kapala Mochana, Kameshwara, Kshetrapala, Yameshwara, Markandeshwara, Vishweshwara, Neelakanteshwara and Vateshwara. So, and it is said that whoever takes darshan of Lord Shiva and prays for devotion to Lord Jagannath, their life will become perfect. There is a special quality in Jagannath Puri that if you go to Lord Shiva temple and ask bhakti, you will get. If you are just asking for bhukti, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, you will still get. But if you are coming to a great king and asking like a beggar, give me some paper or give me some bread piece, when you go to a king, you should ask for perfection. When you are going to Supreme Lord or when you are going to Supreme Dham, like Jagannath Puri or Vrindavan, Badrinath or Rameshwaram, people, although they go for material perfection, for getting relieved from sinful reactions. In Rameshwaram, I heard there are some wells where people take bath, and each well is meant for 111 Papa Parihara, means to get atonement from some sins. If you are committed to Brahmanas, you have committed some sin for children, and there is some, all these kind of atonements. In every pilgrimage place, there is a significance. If you go to that pilgrimage place, you will get rid of sins. And that's how a lot of sinful people come to pilgrimage and dump all their sins in pilgrimage place. And when great devotees come to that place, they purify the pilgrimage also. That's why the sadhus, the great devotees, the pure devotees like Narada, Vyasa, all these people, when they come to this world for a particular purpose. And the purpose is for them to make a message available that you don't have to suffer in this world. People who are suffering from so many kind of mental agonies, bodily issues, suddenly they feel, why I have come to this world? But they ask this question only when they are in problems. When they are put into a materially comfortable situation, they feel that's all right, I am happy. They don't inquire anything. But when they are about to die, they get a question, why am I suffering? Should I again suffer in this world? How long shall I suffer? But the relatives, they will be feeling, my father, my brother, my uncle are suffering with all this because of God. And where is that God? Where did he come and help my uncle? Where did he come and help my brother? Where did he come and help my family? So there is no need of God. But in pilgrimage places like Jagannath Puri, where Mother Lakshmi appeared, where Indradyumna Maharaja was sent to know about the importance of this place, they come to this place for liberation. They just don't come to dump their sins. Actually, Mother Ganges, when she was in the higher planets, when Bhagiratha, he prayed, Mother, please come down. She said, no, no, no. If I come down, everybody will put sin on with me and they will escape. Let's say Bhagiratha that time actually he told her that how great sages, their only business is to keep the Lord in the heart, and because they are keeping the Lord in the heart, wherever they move to different places, they are like moving pilgrimages. They are like mobile pilgrimage. Like Hanuman is an acharya, but he is an acharya for fighting. He is our fighting acharya. And every acharya is followed. And the next fighting acharya is Arjuna. And Arjuna is following the previous fighting acharya, Hanuman. And Hanuman, when he goes wherever there is Ram Katha, wherever there is Hari Katha, he goes and sits there and listens. There are many incidents in the past, in the Puranas also, how Hanuman is present wherever the holy name of Ram is there. When they are going, they may not be in same form, they may change their forms. And when they are in pilgrimages or great other sages come to pilgrimages, they are keeping the Lord Ram in their heart. They don't need to come and take darshan in any temple because they are always feeling the Lord. But when they go and see the Lord in the temple, they don't discriminate that He is different from the Lord in my heart. The atheistic people, they claim the Lord is within them, but they make differentiation from the Lord who is there in front of them as deity. So that's a aparadha. A pilgrimage place, Lord Jagannath is there to disbelieve in Him, that He is like a wood piece, or only I am God, or God is within me. So these are all miscreants. But the real devotee of Lord, he doesn't show ignorance of the deity, although the Lord is within his heart. And he is moving around everywhere. And by his presence, he will not be feeling that I am so great that by me going to some pilgrimage place, all places are getting purified. He doesn't think like that. But the Lord, because He is seated in the heart of the devotees, wherever devotees go, they purify that place. So Jagannath Puri is one such kind of pilgrimage. And Yamaraj also was warned by Mother Lakshmi. You see, this is a very special place. Lord Shiva himself has asked that he wants to stay in this place with Lord Narayana. And he asked actually, "Oh Lord, wherever you live joyfully, I also want to live there, seeing your joy." So this is a very close relationship. People should not make politics with the supreme deities of the universe. And Lord Jagannath is the supreme personality of Godhead, and that is accepted by all acharyas, including Adi Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Vishnu Swami, Nimbaraka, Lord Chaitanya. So this is the feelings which we have to carry in Jagannath Puri. Jagannath Puri, we see how Lord Shiva is present in 8 forms. And there, Lakshmi Devi is saying, "Oh Yama, this area is not under your jurisdiction." As Yamaraj, this material world everywhere, he has to control people. There are 12 acharyas, Dvadasha acharyas. They are Mahajanas. And it is said that if you have to learn anything about spirituality, about dharma, you have to go through Mahajana Ena Gatasya Panta. You have to understand in the same pathway what has been taken by great Mahajanas. Who are these Mahajanas? Among them, Narada, Kapila, Vyasa, Lord Shiva, and Yama also is there. I am saying just few names. Lord Shiva also is there, Bali is there, Bali Maharaj is there, Prahalada is there, and Yamaraj also is there. He is also Mahajana. And we hear through him. And what is his duty? His duty is only to give punishment for people who are disobedient to the laws of nature, to the laws of God. And he is a great devotee. Yamaraja is a great devotee. And he also desires to speak about the Lord. Just like people who are interested in material things, they like to speak about matter and material things. Similarly, the devotees of the Lord, they are interested to speak about the beauty of the Lord's kindness. They want to bring back the conditioned souls back to Vaikuntha. So they come. And Yamaraj, he is always busy in his affairs, because you see sometimes some government offices are empty because of some works or money, financial crisis or anything. But one department always is busy. That is criminal department, even in this world. So you know, Yamaraj department is always busy department. So you'll never get time to speak to somebody about Harinam, to speak to somebody about chanting the names of the Lord, doesn't get opportunity. So when he desires to come to this earth, so the Lord actually had made some arrangement where once what happened was Yamaraj punished one sage, Manduka Muni. So what happened to him? When the king servants arrested some thieves, they had entered into Manduka ashram, Muni's ashram, and they arrested him also. And the king, they had levied some punishment that he was supposed to be killed. Very serious punishment was given to him. And the king came to know that the great sage is supposed to be killed, and he came and stopped that punishment. So the Muni never became angry on neither the king's servants nor the king, because he knew everything happens by the laws of nature, and this is executed by Yamaraj. So he went directly to Yamaraj and asked, "What is this punishment you have given to me?" So he said, in childhood, when you are very, very small, you are taking some needles and thorns and you are poking on ants. And that's why the punishment was for you to be killed by cutting your body into two parts by the king. That was a punishment actually. It was a sharp rod which they put from the servants of the king, they push them, and from the down part of the body up to the top it comes. That was a punishment. Very serious punishments. And for what? For what he had done in his childhood. So this Muni became very angry, and he said that you don't know how to give punishment, you are not fit for this post, so you have to take birth as a Shudra in this earth. So he gave him curse. For 100 years he had to take that birth. So that's how he accepted that curse and he became Vidura. And in Vidura, as Vidura, although he was son coming in a very royal family, but his mother was a servant. She was a dasi. So after being insulted by Duryodhana, he walked away, and he took it as an opportunity. Whenever great devotees get insulted or great men get insulted, they take opportunity of getting detached from their family life or getting detached from some attachments what they are having. So he also, from his paternal home, he left the palace because he spoke very harshly, rudely. Duryodhana spoke to Vidura that he is spoiling his father's head of advising him to give back the property to Pandavas. So he insulted him that you are like a dog. He insulted him very badly, that you have come and started speaking. Who has given you food? You are trying to bark. So it was very insulting, and he left the palace and he went to pilgrimage places. And he doesn't require pilgrimage place, but he went to associate with great devotees. And in fact, he met Uddhava and Maitreya, who had actually taken instructions from Lord Krishna before his disappearance. So they actually advised Vidura, and Vidura was, after hearing, he was very pleased, first from Uddhava, then from Maitreya. And he came back later to his palace by the time Kurukshetra war was over, and then he gave teachings to his brother Dhritarashtra, and he spoke very harshly. We always want sweet words, otherwise we feel disturbed. Maybe I am wrong, but I should be spoken sweetly. That's how we feel. But it's not always truth. Truth, although in general, that is a principle. Satyam priyam briyet. You have to speak sweetly, truth. Because truth is always little bitter. So some sweet-coated solutions they give. But for a teacher to help the student, or for a well-wisher to help somebody, it's all right to speak little harshly, because that is required to change our stubborn minds and hearts. So he spoke very sharply. Vidura spoke that you are sitting in the house of Bhima, because for him Bhima was the one who killed all the sons of Dhritarashtra. And you are sitting and eating what from the Bhima's hands. So he spoke very harshly, rudely, where he wanted him to get detached from that house. Imagine Dhritarashtra, he was from his childhood onwards, he was blind, and his brother's children, when they lost their father, when they came, instead of showing them compassion, he was always jealous, because Pandu's son, they were rightful heirs, and he was worried what will happen to his children. And he wanted to always kill them to satisfy his jealous children. So he was in such mood, but still Vidura came back and gave him instruction that Yamaraj, after he saw Dhritarashtra, he went to Badrika Ashrama, and from there he returned back to his Yamaraja kingdom, giving up the body of Vidura. So this Yamaraja is a Mahajana. Yamaraja is a Mahajana, and as well as Lord Shiva is a Mahajana. They are all our Acharyas. And when he came to Sri Kshetra, Mother Lakshmi is saying, don't show your material power here. This is a place for showing mercy. And what is a mercy? She is saying that there are 8 Shaktis, there are 8 Devis, 8 Shivas, and many other deities which are residing in different directions around the Antarvedi. So here, how the Lord is residing and how he is showing love to all his devotees, these are all special pastimes of the Lord. The pilgrimages are there also expansion, just like the Lord comes as avatar to this earth. Similarly, Lord's Vaikunta also from there. That part of the universe also comes, and it comes, that part of that world, universe is there in this world also. As Goloka Vrindavana is there, and in this world it appears as Gokula Vrindavana. Similarly, Shri Kshetra is non-different from Vaikunta. And in Brahmanda Purana, it is mentioned how the Devatas from the higher planets, they can see people from below, from top. All the residents have four hands. That means they are seeing them as Vishnu Dutas. That means this place is resided by great Vaishnavas, and the great Vishnu Dutas, servants of the Lord, are personally serving Lord Jagannath in this world. In Jagannath Puri, they can see from top, they can come and see above Jagannath Puri that there are Vishnu Dutas here in this world. Not that any person who catches a train or bus and comes in a cab to Jagannath Puri has four hands. But there are residents, eternal residents in every pilgrimage place, and such a divine place is Puri, Jagannath Puri. And she spoke about, Mother Lakshmi spoke how Indradyumna Maharaja will come in the future. That is in Satyuga, how he came, and how how this place of Utkala, Jagannath Puri, is so pleasant, such nice place. Utkala, the son of Dhruva Maharaj, was a very great devotee, and he was not at all attached to any kingdom. And this place belongs to Maharaj Utkala, the son of Dhruva. So it's a very ancient place, and Utkala, by his characteristics, he was very detached and he showed external ignorance because he didn't want to rule this world. He wanted to become only a monk and a devotee. So he appeared to be externally foolish. So he never wanted to take up the kingdom. But this Utkala is so great. People, it is mentioned in Brahmanda Purana that the people living in the holy land of Purushottama Kshetra, they have such good intellectual and their lives are fruitful because they get connected to Lord Jagannath. That is the whole speciality. And we see how Vidyapati, he explains about Purushottama Dhamma, and how this Purushottama Dhamma, how he saw. When he explained to Indradyumna, he became even more anxious to see Lord Jagannath, Nila Madhava deity. And when he was traveling by Narada Muni, who is also a Mahajana, when they reached Bhuvaneshwara, which is a pilgrimage town of Lord Shiva, it is non-different from Kailasa. And seeing Indradyumna's eagerness to see the Lord in Jagannath Puri, Lord Shiva appeared there. He appeared to the king, to Narada, and he blessed them to have a great journey. But he already knew that Nilmadhava is disappeared from there. The deity of Nilmadhava has disappeared from there. So he told Narada Muni, and he guided him that when they have to go to Jagannath Puri, they can go to one of these 8 forms of Lord Shiva. There is one place called Nilakanteshwara, where they have to install Lord Narsimha deity, and that's how Jagannath Puri is also called as Narsimha Kshetra. And there he has to perform Ashwamedha Yajnas, and after that how he will get a vision of Lord appearing, and this is called a divine vision. Indradyumna Maharaj, when he went to Jagannath Puri later and he saw that Nilamadhava has disappeared, and he was extremely disappointed. He started crying. He said, Narada Muni, what has happened to me? Why it has happened like this? I am not fortunate enough to see my Lord. So Narada Muni encouraged him, and then, as advised by Lord Shiva, they went to Nilakanteshwara, and there they found Lord Narsimha. They installed Lord Narsimha, and there actually it started, because any journey has to start by taking blessings of Lord Narsimha. So he is Vigna Vinashaka. All our obstacles in spiritual path, Lord Narsimha removes. And then Indradyumna Maharaj had a great vision in the dream. And the Lord said, keep it a secret. Because certain things have to be kept secret, not that whatever you see, whatever you don't see, what you imagine also, you see that, oh, God came to my dream and I am very fortunate, God talks to me every day, my Guru talks to me every day. We don't have to get thrilled by thinking God or Guru is talking to me, I am so great. You are supposed to fulfill what your spiritual master Guru and Krishna, Lord Jagannath wants you to be with them, to show their mercy. He is not thinking that, oh, now I am so great, I can talk to Lord Jagannath every day. I am so great, my Guru Maharaj has gone back to Vaikuntha, Vrindavana, but I can speak to him. He says me so many nice things. What is the best thing? What Lord wants is to bring back the conditioned souls who are sinful, who are suffering in this world. Not to just get false praises by people who are just trying to praise. Oh Maharaj, oh great devotees, you are all so great, and they praise. And when they are praising you, you get so bewildered. Oh, so nice, they are praising me. But tomorrow there is no guarantee. By taking so much of praises, you will be not able to be spiritual. You will not be able to even chant the holy name. You are so much interested to narrate Krishna Katha, Jagannath Katha to so many people, but you are not interested to chant Hare Krishna mantra and do your basic 16 rounds. There are some people who are jnani contaminated. It's called Jnana Mishra Bhakti. That is also alright, because they want to get connected to God by jnana, but it is contaminated. Why? Because they really don't want to accept devotion, but they only like the jnana part of it, the knowledge part of it. Similarly, there is Karma Mishra Bhakti. Mishra is mixed. Mixed with karma, I want to worship God for my particular desires to get fulfilled. So, jnana, karma, but bhakti is freedom from everything. We don't worship God for anything but just for His seva. That gives purity, and when we are mixed with jnana mishra or karma mishra, bhakti, when our karma, when we are working and when we get some results, we will feel this is great, this is great. Although they may chant sometime, their taste for Harinama will not come to them so easily. Harinama, the chanting, which is so sweet, where it is said that when you are chanting the names of God, unlimited mouths you desire, because it's so tasty. It's like a child when he is eating and you get, oh, so many things are there, I want more. You are greedy, because it's able to enjoy. Similarly, a devotee will be able to enjoy more and more tasty and tastier name. But when we are with Jnana Mishra Bhakti or Karma Mishra Bhakti, or you are only with professional Bhakti people, they chant nice music, Katha, Hari Katha, Ras Leela Katha, so many things, but their Bhakti will end because Puta Hari Kathamritam Shravanam na Kartavyam. You should never hear the Harikatha from Avaishnavas. When you are hearing Avaishnava Katha, Kathamritam, Harikathamritam, when you are hearing Shravanam, it is as good as drinking a milk which is touched by a serpent. Although Harikatha is so pure, hearing that we will get liberation. But when you are drinking that poisonous milk, even if you are hearing it, that is not good for you. Even if you are thousands of years thousands of lives. This Harikatha is not contaminated, but you are contaminated, and that person who is contaminated when you hear, that is also contamination. Just like milk is pure, but when it touched from a serpent, it becomes contaminated. So similarly, when you come to Jagannath Puri, and when you get contaminated by Jnana Mishra Bhakti or Karma Mishra Bhakti or any pilgrimage also, when you go, you want to go there to get relieved of sin. That is good. You have to get rid of sin. Yesham antagatam papam. Until you end your antagata, until you stop your papa, your sinful activities, you cannot get jananam punya karmanam. You will not be able to get pious activities. You will not be able to hear the Lord Katha. You will not be able to practice basic spiritual life because you are contaminated. You want to be showing bhakti for somebody else, not for your sake, not for your... You will never get Atma Tripti, Samsiddhir Aritoshanam. When you are satisfying the Lord, then your heart get pleased. So this kind of pleasingness, you can see Lord Chaitanya dancing just behind. We are seeing the poster where Lord Chaitanya is dancing. That is Atma Suprasidati. He is very pleased. There is no other issue. They are very, very happy. Dancing for Lord Jagannath, with Lord Jagannath. That happiness cannot be purchased by your money or by karma or by jnana, only by bhakti. And this Jagannath Puri is a place where Jagannath Rath Yatra is so famous. At this Jagannath Rath Yatra, people, even though we will be not able to, everybody cannot participate. Some people see in television and some people come and see Jagannath Rath Yatra. But the speciality of Jagannath Rath Yatra is to see the Lord and remember Him, to go with Him, to get connected to Him. So wherever we are in the world, the glory of Lord, the glory of Jagannath Rath Yatra in Jagannath Puri, we see there are a lot of glories. And Indradyumna Maharaja got perfection. After he saw this in a dream, that there will be a divine vision, he saw the Lord. And next day, they saw the big log with the marks of conch shell and chakra. A big log which was found near the great ocean, Mahadadi. And when that was brought, nobody could cut that. So the Lord again arranged. He only came and he arranged. And that's how Jagannath temple was made. Jagannath deities were made. And Indradyumna Maharaja in the Skanda Purana, it is said, he went, after the deities were made, he went to invite Lord Brahma. And by the time he came, already a lot of generations had gone away. Then he came and Brahma came and did Brahma Pratisthapana for Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. So the deities were installed, and Snana Purnima, what we are seeing, that is considered to be the birth day of Jagannath when he appeared. And they do a very great bathing ceremony. And after that they feel sick and they are quarantined until their fever comes down. And they don't have to take injections or vaccination. They are very nice, tasty, herbal medicines. Sometimes we are fortunate to get some medicine of Lord Jagannath, which is nectar. Which is so nectar. If you take little medicine of Lord Jagannath, you are taking, it's great nectar. Can you imagine what Lord Jagannath's regular offering will be? How great and how loving it will be. So his medicine is itself so nectar. Nectarian. His pastimes are nectarian. So he becoming sick also is for the pleasure of his devotees. It is said how he becomes sick just to give pleasure to Mother Lakshmi. He stays separately and he relishes the pastimes. And after that he takes permission and he comes out, and that is a great Rath Yatra. and Rath Yatra continues for, he comes, return back after 1 week, and after 1 week he goes inside the Jagannath temple, and that completes the overall Rath Yatra. So we'll again continue sometime. Hare Krishna, Jai Jagannath.